Anyone else have a question? Yes, sir. I'm
I
sorry.
want to change the subject
Yes.
a little bit. I'm here for one reason, tax abatement.
Okay.
You're not gonna like me, but a lot of people do.
I like you no matter what.
Retired police officer.
Mr. Fonte told me recently that he is not gonna vote on any of his tax abatement because he has property in the city or real estate. Is that true, sir?
It would be, I would be a gray area of a
Yeah.
conflict.
All right, I have two questions now, bear with me, please. My
Yes.
first question is, how many of you officials have accepted money from either DeHoff Company or Lemon Company or your spouses reference your election? That's my first question.
I have.
Okay, then you should have a conflict of interest, you should be out of it. I'm sorry, that's
It's
the
been
way
many years ago, but
I
okay.
don't care. Anyone else?
I did my first election.
Okay, then if Mr. Fonte's got to stay out because he has the real estate holdings of North Canton, you should not be involved. You should have a conflict of interest. Because quickly, I'll get through this quickly.
Okay.
If you look through this tax abatement thing, Lemon and DeHoff are giving out a lot of money on this because they're gonna be able to sell those houses dirt cheap because the people are not gonna pay taxes, period. Number two, why is not put on the vote for the citizens of North Canton to vote on? Why are we trying to get this through without a vote? The citizens should be able to vote on it. And the last thing, I'd like an answer to that. I make $40,000 a year, that's my retirement. Across the street from me, they're gonna build $200,000-$300,000 homes. People with affluent income are the only ones that can afford it. We agree with that, right?
I
You
agree.
can't go with $50,000 income and buy that house.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna watch those children run around there, and I'm gonna sit in my chair in my garage, and I'm gonna say, don't worry about it, kids, I'm paying your taxes. Why are, I'm gonna sit down a second, why are you so against the retirees of North Canton and want to help multi-millionaires, and that's who these people are? Thank you.
Yes, sir. I'll answer your question one by one. I answer your question one by one. What was the
Okay.
first one? The Ohio Ethics Commission decides what is a conflict and what isn't. Simple as that. They have benchmarks that you have to meet, and that's accepting campaign contributions, any, whatever it is, that doesn't fall inside under their purview. Secondly, what was the second one? I'm sorry. I got it.
Yeah, as far as the tax abatements, you were talking about the tax
No,
abatements.
there's a second
Question
question.
is valid. Why don't you give it to the
Okay.
citizens of both?
This is how the legislative process works, okay? We've discussed this
Since March.
since March. It's gonna go through 3 readings, okay? At that time, at the end of the 3rd reading, it has to wait 30 days to become law. Once that becomes law, then I'm assuming Mr. Osborne or one of these guys are going to circulate a referendum petition, okay? And then if he gets enough signatures, it'll go to the ballot and the people will vote. I'm assuming that's how it's going to go, based on what I've heard so far from him in council meetings. So yeah, that's how the process works. Now, if there is no referendum, then it becomes law, and that's the map is the map. That's the CRA
It still
map.
has to go to the state though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
Now,
it's not just us.
that's another point too as well, and I think this is lost on some folks. Just because you're in the map doesn't mean you're getting an abatement. You have to apply for that abatement, and you have to meet certain benchmarks, and that will be approved by
Our housing officer.
the housing officer. Is there someone else involved in that, or is it just you?
No.
Okay, all right. And then it's approved by the housing officer. Okay, now, in regards to the CRA, I know Chuck put out a bunch of handouts. We have some handouts as well, and studies that have been done that show that, you know, the CRA is a way to spur development, to keep a community from going over the edge. Now, I'm not saying that North Canton's on the edge of being anywhere close to some of the other communities around us that have declined a little bit. But what we want to do is be proactive. Okay, I'm not looking 5 years down the road, I'm looking 30 years down the road. You know, I'm looking for when my children are grown and living in this community. Period, that's it. I mean, I'm trying to take a longer view on this
How
one.
can you all good conscience tax me and my income and give people who got a $250,000 income and they go free. That doesn't make sense. You are penalizing me, you're penalizing every retiree in here to give a big real estate company and a big builder tax break, so they can say, you wanna buy this house, it's a great deal. You ain't gonna pay no tax for 15 years.
I can speak to that.
Bullshit, I'm sorry.
Sir,
I'm sorry.
sir,
It ain't gonna work,
sir.
it ain't gonna happen.
Sir, please, watch the language. Come on. I'm not cussing at you, please don't cuss at me. And I can speak to that directly.
I won't say another word.
And listen, you can say anything you want. And I still like you, by the way.
We're good friends.
Yes, we are. And I can speak to that. Let me tell you
Yes,
this.
I will listen.
I mean, I'll trade W-2s with you. Look at their W-2s. I still have 4 children that I'm raising. Okay? I haven't had a raise in 10 years. That's the truth. Okay? I'm in that boat. There's not multimillionaires up here making this decision, giving money to other multimillionaires. The CRA, the whole crux of this, is to nurture fledgling or new business, attracting new business, attracting new homeowners. Listen, without that, the properties you're talking about, Mr. Dehoff has covenants on those 7 properties, meaning the people that buy those lots at a premium, probably around $70,000, $80,000, okay, which some of those homes probably sold for 30 years ago. They're going to be buying a lot for $80,000. They're going to have 2 to 3 builders to choose from, and those homes have to be at least $350,000, okay? And there's going to be certain aspects of it. It has to be so much brick, so much whatever. They're going to be beautiful homes. I wish he was doing that over here, okay? Around my house. Well, for a short period of time.
15 years?
That number is to be determined.
We're not done with the legislation yet.
That number is
so
to be determined.
That's
Do
why
not,
we're here.
and what you might be looking at is Mr. Osborne's handouts. Those numbers may change. We will,
percent for school tax.
we're still talking about the amount of years and the percentage.
If you can afford to buy that house, you can afford to pay the taxes. Don't put the burden on me.
And now here's the,
Don't put the burden on me.